APC actually removed the executive of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State and saw in a 7-man caretaker committee, I knew that the course was clear for Nyesom Wike to make a powerful inroad into the All Progressive Congress. Now, with this move now, it's telling us that, look, this is just like Series 1, Chapter 2, or Chapter 3, that we have a lot of chapters. Now, we are yet to see when the almighty Nyesom Wike will make his triumphant entry into the All Progressive Congress of Rivers State. What is happening is that, from what you've seen now, the governor has stopped funding the State House of Assembly, and the State House of Assembly, they are threatening fire and brimstone to stop all the bills of the governor. What is this going to do? It's going to grind the state to an halt. That means the gladiators, the 2 principal officers that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu called to order some weeks back, will need to go back to the drawing table with the president if they want Rivers State to move forward.
Let's begin with Uche Okoro, who is on ground in Rivers State. Uche, well, from what you gather, did you actually see this coming?
Interesting. Well, no, I didn't see this coming, I must say. Even though that there appear to have been some uneasy calm in the polity here in Rivers State. Certainly no one was of the thought that the crisis was over and that both parties had finally reached a peaceful resolution of their dispute. Certainly no one saw that. But what many people didn't expect was that we're going to have a defection of all the lawmakers, 27 of them, at a time, so soon, so early into this particular dispute. What this just indicates is that if there were any hopes for reconciliation, perhaps I would have to wait a lot more longer for a lot much longer for that to happen. But speaking about the future of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, well, right now there's been no comment from him as to his future. Remember that the former governor has always insisted that he is a founding member of the PDP, while others have left the party since 1999. He's one of the few leaders of the party who have stayed put to ensure that PDP survives. So he has not said anything about his plans to defect to the All Progressives Congress. But just moments ago, we just finished interacting with the caretaker committee chairman of the APC in Rivers State, who have said that the party are ready to welcome the former the former governor and minister of FCT with open arms should he decide to, of course, leave the PDP for the All Progressives Congress. They see him as someone. In fact, if I to quote the chairman specifically, he said, Nyesom Wike, come over to Macedonia and help us. So they see him as a shining light who they would be very eager to accept should he decide to join the 27 lawmakers in the All Progressives Congress.
Well, only recently
the council meeting, which ended in the early hours of the afternoon, before about 1, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. that meeting was over. The outcome of that meeting was quite surprising because many had expected the top on the agenda of that meeting to be the defection of the 27 lawmakers. But surprisingly, when they emerged from that closed-door meeting, the information we got, the briefing that we got, was that the State Executive Council had approved the 2024 budget for the government, targeting the budget of renewed hope, consolidation, and continuity. Now, following that approval of the State Executive Council, of course, we expect that the budget will now be presented before the House of Assembly for approval. Now, that is where we expect another deadlock to occur, because the House of Assembly, as Ayo had mentioned, is threatening fire and brimstone. They have said they listed they have 5 demands. Of course, one is to 5 demands. I wouldn't want to, for sake of time, I wouldn't want to go through the 5, but one of them is that they would turn down every request going forward for approval of funds. They were very specific, not just approvals, they were specific, that they would turn down every approval of the governor going forward for approval of funds. So you can expect that there will be a deadlock if we ever get to the point where the governor of Rivers State meets with the assembly to present that budget. A big if.
A prediction? We should forget governance in Rivers State for now, because the critical sector in governance, the executive and the legislature, are loggerheads. And if Nyesom Wike is controlling the liver of 27 members of the State House of Assembly, it's a done deal. And if the governor is still there insisting, so there's a kind of stalemate situation in Rivers State right now. And it will take the intervention of Mr. President or big stakeholders in Nigeria that can actually, intervene in the crisis in the states. At the end of the day, the normal man, the average man on the streets, is going to be the one that will suffer ultimately. So what we are having here now is a situation whereby nothing will move in Rivers State. That is the implication of what Uche Okoro has just said. If the governor is sending any bill, for the governor to implement anything, it has to be approved by the State House of Assembly. For the governor to implement that budget, it must be approved by the State House of Assembly. And the governor does not have what it takes for them to get the approval. You can look at the equation 4 to 27. Is that not ridiculous? Do you understand? So the governor should be looking at a way of penetrating or appeasing to these assembly members so that can get more people to his side so that his bills can be passed into law.
And as it is, Nyesom Wike is a man after the heart of the PDP and arguably the APC also, and he has kept his promise that he had handed down the structure in Rivers State to the APC. Do you see him joining this ship of the APC, or do you see him remaining in the PDP in name only while his heart and soul are actually with the APC?
I met with Nyesom Wike some 3 weeks ago, and the man I saw a man that understands politics and understands the dynamics of what he is doing. The earlier he leaves the People's Democratic Party, the earlier that party will get succor. And the more he remains in that party, and he has an injunction against that party, and you can just imagine the havoc that was wreaked against the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 presidential election. Yes, holistically, Nyesom Wike delivered only Rivers State to the All Progressive Congress. Go and check the figure. Delivered it. But every other apparatchik of that state, House of Representatives, House of Assembly, Senate, National Assembly, delivered to the People's Democratic Party. So Nyesom Wike is a character that you cannot predict. So I don't know his next move, but I'm telling you, you are seeing the very high level game of chess being played by those that understand the masters. So Nyesom Wike is a master in the game.
Well, Uche, what really is the mood on the streets of the state capital, Port Harcourt, and across the PDP and the APC?
Well, I want to start by talking about the mood and the general public. The general public is calm. There is no tension in the air. As you can see, you spoke with me earlier in the afternoon. You saw the mood in the town was calm. People were going about their normal business. And this is a few hours after now. This is night time. You can see behind me. Everywhere is calm. I've not heard of any breakdown of law and order or any crisis or any violent protest or or any breach of security as a result of the defection of these 27 lawmakers. So everywhere is calm as far as the general public is concerned. But of course, in the camps of the People's Democratic Party, supporters on one side and supporters on the other side, certainly there is no calm there. People there are a lot of emotions are really running very high as regards what has happened. Those who are in support are on one side, of course, making their voices heard. Those who are not in support are also on the other side making their voices heard. So as far as I'm concerned, I would say that as far as general public is concerned, everywhere is calm. The only unease that we're feeling right now, the only tension that we're feeling right now is coming from the political class, the stakeholders of the various political parties, the political elite who have an interest. Those are the ones who are at each other's throats and of course speaking for and against what has happened. But the atmosphere is calm, everywhere is calm. We expect this to continue in the coming days while we follow up the developments here from Port Harcourt.
All right, Uche and gentlemen, thanks so much for staying with us.